All right, Daz, you want to check if YouTube's got audio? It's super exciting. This is the first time we've done a relatively large-scale live, so we're all a bit new to this. Apologies. But what an incredible event. I'm super proud and super happy to be here. So I'm just going to wait for a few more people to come on and make sure we've got all the technical stuff sorted out. And then we'll unveil the book, and I'll start cooking some lunch, and we can start doing a Q&A while I'm cooking. So if you can jump in the comments and just let me know if you can hear me loud and clear or not, that'd be awesome. And if you can, then we'll get cracking. So also jump in the comments and let me know where you're tuning in from. I know it's kind of in the middle of the night, some places around the world. It's kind of early in the morning, some places. But it's fantastic. I'm super happy that you've all joined us. So this is a project I've been working on for a long time, and I'm super happy it's finally come to fruition. To be perfectly honest, I'm a little bit nervous, and but good nerves. I really want this to be a success, and I want you guys to take lots of stuff from it. So I think we're all good to go here. So I think we're good to go. Daz, we're good?
I think we're good.
We're good. Amazing. Everyone's on. People can see the comments coming through, team.
Yeah.
Comments coming through.
Amazing.
US, UK, Bolivia,
New
Sweden.
Zealand.
Oh, New Zealand represent.
Townsville.
It's Daz's hometown. Awesome. I'm so glad you could all join us, guys. I think what I'm going to do is start cutting some bread, and then we will unveil the book once we've got a few more people coming on. A few people have sneakily found where we're starting the book. We had to put the website live before we started this, so we knew it worked, and we've already sold books. So well done to those people who figured it out. I'm not sure how you managed to do that, but good on you. So one of the recipes in the book, or one of the sections in the book, is sandwiches and burgers, because I love sandwiches and burgers. So one of the sandwiches and burgers is doing a croque madame, which is basically bread and ham and a white sauce on sourdough toast with fried egg on top. Absolutely delicious. So we're going to make that for the team today for breakfast, and then we'll do some Q&A stuff. So I've got some really nice sourdough here that we're just going to cut some nice slices off. So this sourdough is from a bakery on the sunny coast here called Rick's. What is it? Rick's on 7th or something?
6.
Rick's on 6th. There you go. It's close enough. They make delicious bread. Shout out to those guys. I don't think I know anyone there, but they make good bread. So thank you. It's nice to have good bread locally now. Now, as usual, I have a little helper who's usually sitting right down there, and he's ready to catch any crumbs. Old ducky boy. Has anyone got any questions come through yet, or is anyone online that's already managed to get a pre-order? Let me know.
May I replace Mitch at the table?
Absolutely. He's a bit basic sometimes, to be honest. Just
What type of dog?
What type of dog?
oh, dog, French bulldog. Old ducky boy. He's just there. Here comes Babe. She'll show him off. It's
Someone's just ordered the book.
her child. This is Ducky Boy. He cleans up after me most of the time.
I love the food.
I like the food. All right, so we're going to make 4 sangers here. There's 4 of us here today. So I think you all kind of know who our team is. We're a small team. There's 4 of us full-time on the team, myself, Caitlin, Babe, Basic Mitch, and the lovely Daz, who we're starting to do another little series on about Daz's desserts. So stay tuned for that one. And then we have a couple of awesome contract editors as well. So Luke, if you're online, big thank you to all the work that you do, and Nick, also huge thank you to all the work that you do. I could not do with that, what we do without those guys. So we'll slice some bread. Daz, where are we at with timings?
We're good.
We're
We're
good?
just in 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
How long have you been a chef for?
Oh, too long. So I left school. I was in kitchens from in school. So 13, I started working in kitchens. And then I left school at 16 as soon as I could and straight into chef school. So over 20 years I've been working in kitchens all around the world. Started in Auckland and then moved over to Europe, worked there, worked in Australia, worked in Singapore, worked in the Middle East and Dubai a bit. So yeah, I've worked in a lot of places. And I absolutely love this industry. the people that you meet, from all over the world, and that become your best friends. It's one of the things I love the most about it.
Where are you from?
I was born in Wellington, which is the capital of New Zealand, at the bottom of the North Island. And then when I was about 10 years old, I moved from Wellington to Auckland with my mum and my stepdad, Paul. And we moved up to Auckland to run a branch of my grandfather's farm. So my grandfather owns a farm called Turk's Poultry Farm. Was owned. Sadly, he passed a couple of years ago, maybe about 5 years ago now. So yeah, we moved up there to help run that part of the business. And I lived in Auckland until I was about 20 years old, 21, and that's when I moved to London. And I was in London for a long time. So I was in London for 6 years, almost 7 years, I think, before I moved down to Australia. I landed in Sydney. And I lived in Sydney for not even a year before I moved to Melbourne to be closer to some other families. So my brother's PJ and his wife Jess. And I just kind of love Melbourne. I really enjoyed that city. We lived in Sydney, Melbourne, for 7 years, 8 years maybe, before COVID hit, and that's when we moved back to the sunny coast. I met Babe in Melbourne, and she's from the sunny coast. And then when COVID hit, we ran away from the crazy Victorian lockdowns and moved north to the sunny coast. So it's been a bit of a journey, bit of a gypsy. I don't mind a move, but I'm pretty fond of the sunny coast. It's winter here at the moment, and it's 25 degrees outside, guys. Not a cloud in the sky. The surf's nice and calm. Any questions? We've got two.
We got a really good one here. How did you feel when you started your first YouTube video?
Oof, that's a good question. I was nervous. I was shitting myself, to be honest. I think I just kind of was really into content, and I was like watching a lot of content during COVID, and Caitlin just said to me, just make some content for crying out loud. So I started making short format videos with always the intention to make long format videos, and I always made excuses myself why I couldn't do that. And then one day I just started and I made one, and it was so I at the start was doing everything myself. I was filming the content, making the food, cleaning up. Actually, Babe was doing most of the cleaning up, to be honest. Editing the videos, posting everything. So some of the early videos are kind of a little bit cringy and not great quality, but I like to leave them there because it's important to remember where you come from, and that my advice to anyone who's going into this path of making content or whatever content you're going to make is like just start, because if you just keep waiting to be or make the most perfect video, you'll never improve. So sourdough bread, I've buttered one side. We're just going to get them in the grill to start toasting, and I think Daz is going to ask me a question.
Yeah, someone wants to know what your favourite recipe from the book is, and a little bit higher in your volume.
Oh, sure, higher my volume. I'll talk louder. I normally talk pretty loud, but my favourite recipe, that's a great question. I love the burrata recipe with blistered tomatoes. That's one of my favourites of all time. It's easy to pull together. It's really impressive, and it's an absolutely delicious dish.
And then I know we've just been travelling, but what if you could visit any country in the world for food?
Oof.
Where would it be?
Well, any country in the world for food. I think there's so many good food countries. A couple that really spring to mind at the moment who I'm kind of really into. I'm really keen to get to Italy at the moment. I haven't really explored Italy a great deal. I've been there a few times, but I've never really gone on a foodie adventure there. So definitely keen to get to Italy. India, really the food culture there is insane. Everyone loves food and it's so diverse. So really keen to also to go to India as well. So two very different countries. So, and I guess on the back of that, where's everyone online from? Like, where is everybody before we kind of announce this?
A lot of America.
A lot of
I feel like I've seen every state in America.
I've got a lot of Philippines.
Yes.
Brazil, Jamaica, a lot of Asia, Melbourne.
Maroochydore.
Oh, down the road.
A lot from New Zealand as well. So.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you guys all so much for being here. Without further ado, we're going to pull the book out, I think. I've got some handily here. Here it is, the Andy Cook's Cookbook. We tried to keep the really simple, the cover. I kind of wanted to just do it as it was. And I'm super happy with how it's turned out. The team that we assembled, well, not we, the publisher assembled to pull this book in and to pull it together have been incredible. The photography's been incredible. The art direction, the publisher, she was an absolute angel. The recipe writers, the people that worked on the shoot for us, making the stuff. It was an absolute pleasure. So I'll just run you through this book. Now, I don't want to burn my toast while I'm doing that because that'd be kind of embarrassing. So the book's broken down into chapters. The main chapters are carbohydrates, salads, and proteins. So the idea is that you choose one dish from each of those sections, and then from there you can assemble a meal that you can sit down with your friends and family and share together. So the main ethos behind this book is to bring people back to the table. And it's ironic I say this because of what I do for a living, but I think with content creation, with access to media now, everyone has it in their hands always. I'm a big advocate for stopping, sitting down, putting your phones down and enjoying a meal together. And that's something that I'm really, really passionate about and want to encourage. So we'll run you through it basically. Let me find a good example. And before that, we've actually got a breakfast section. So we've got a breakfast section with some of my favorite breakfast recipes. I was been a breakfast chef for a long time, through Melbourne, which is it's a thing in Australia. So if you're not from Australia, you think, breakfast chef. Well, breakfast is a big thing here. We kind of wake up early in most of Australia. People go out for coffee and breakfast. So, we've got buttermilk pancakes, scrambled eggs with chorizo, corn fritters, a very classic Melburnian kind of breakfast, beets on toast. So then the first section is the protein section. I'm super privileged that I get to work with Cookbook Global Foods. You see me in their test kitchen all the time. That's the fancy kitchen that you see me in that everyone's like, why is there no customers in that restaurant? It's not a restaurant, it's a test kitchen. So I proudly run that kitchen with a guy called Chef Josh Harris, who does a fantastic job there now day to day. I've kind of been relieved of my day-to-day duties there, but I still work really closely with these guys because the product that they produce is literally second to none. It's some of the best, if not the best, beef in Australia. So you choose a protein from here. So say, chicken curry, coconut and chickpea curry. So, there is vegetarian dishes, a chicken biryani recipe, the famous chicken biryani. I think this video has done over 200 million views now across the shorts and 3.6 million views in a long format. My biggest performing video by a huge margin. So, or a piece of roast pork belly. From there, I hit another googly. My Nana's chicken a la king. It's one of my favorite recipes. Talking about favorite recipes, Nana Herndon. She was an absolute angel, and I miss her dearly. But this is one of the things I remember her making us quite frequently. My Nana was English, very English. She was always dressed impeccably. There was always a tablecloth on the table, and I kind of really think fondly of sharing this dish with my family around her table. Lamb tagine, another great one. And then you go into salad. So this is a Caesar salad. We got a beetroot and kale salad, and a few other things. And then you can choose your carbohydrates. So
Corey's just asking if you need to check on the bread, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Corey. I appreciate that, mate. No, we're good, but we are getting close. And then we go into the carbs. Where's my carbs section? I've lost it. I've spent so many hours looking at this book. I kind of start losing place and stuff. There you go. Wagyu fat potatoes. Fantastic recipe. We will look at that book again, but let's get next part of the sandwich done. And I've got too busy chatting, and I was supposed to make a bechamel while that was happening, and I have forgotten. I'm just going to move that so it doesn't catch fire. So the pre-sale for the book is now open, which I'm super proud of. The team's done incredible to get this book out as fast as we have. It's been a huge process. But the pre-sale's now open. There's links everywhere. The team's going to put the links in the descriptions now. Caitlin's looking at me like she's got something to tell me. So
website, bio.
The website, the bio, everywhere.
In the comment section.
In the comment section, the link is everywhere. Go click that link after this live and secure your pre-sale now. The pre-sale is really important to the success of this book, and I'm really keen to get it out to as many people as we can. So go click the link, get the pre-sale. It'll come out. It'll be delivered to you in the next couple of months. So it'll be well before Christmas.
A question about the book. Can you buy the food that's required for your recipes in the US and elsewhere around the world? Yeah, you should be able to, definitely in the US, you'll be able to find all the ingredients that you need. The only reason I hesitate is that some parts of Asia,
there'll be certain things that you should be able to get, but that, you know, none of the ingredients in this book are complicated or outlandish ingredients. And I'm really passionate about home cooking. And I know I've always said, like, just because you're a good chef doesn't make you a good home cook. So, you know, this book is about home cooking, not about restaurant cooking. So the other cool thing about the pre-sale is it's 20% off. So if you sign up for the pre-sale now, you get 20% off, and we will deliver to pretty much most parts of the world. The only caveat to that is that some parts the shipping is a bit more expensive, like Canada. We're working really hard to get a warehouse to stock our books in Canada soon. So keep an eye out for that, all my Canadian friends who don't want to pay the shipping now. But yeah, it's available anywhere. We have warehouses in the States, we have warehouses here in Australia, but the shipping will be a little bit more expensive into Europe, and we are working to try and make that cheaper.
Will it be signed?
No, unfortunately, because of the way that the shipping works, the book, I can't get access to every book to sign them. So we will look at doing events around the world, or definitely in Australia, and hopefully around the world, maybe in the US. We're probably heading back to the US this year. So we'll look at getting, doing some events where you can bring your book and I'll sign it for you there. So magnet bechamel, simple roux, flour and butter, and then we're going to add some milk to that. My mouth has gone so dry. So cold milk, hot roux, make a white sauce, and then we'll grate some cheese, and we'll make a cheese sauce. Okay, so whisk that in. So the cheese I like to use for this recipe, I'm just going to move this over here so I can grate that cheese, is Gruyere. Love Gruyere. But you can kind of use any cheddar will work. Any hard white cheese will work really well. But I really like the flavour that the Gruyere gives, like a really nice nutty flavour. So to make this book, it was there's a lot of people involved. So I'm not sure if many people know, but I'm really dyslexic. So I struggle with reading and not with reading, but I struggle with with writing and getting my thoughts onto paper. So Caitlin had a big part to play in that. A lot of dictation and a lot of late nights, Caitlin figuring out what I was trying to say. But we got all the recipes written, and then it went off to the publisher, and we wrote all the stories, parts of it, and then we assembled this incredible team to shoot it. So if anyone is on from the team that shot it, thank you guys so much. It was such an enjoyable experience. We did a couple of really cool shoots on location, which was super fun. So we went to South Melbourne Market, which was one of my favourite places. I'll have to get it. Caitlin, can I get a cold drink?
We got a good question here, Chef.
Cool.
Is there a video for every recipe that's in the book?
Oh, great question. I think categorically I can't say yes, but I'm pretty sure most of them would have a recipe, yeah.
I reckon I've filmed all of them.
Mitch is pretty sure. I'm just trying to think if there's any in there that I haven't. I think there's definitely versions of every recipe. It might be not exactly the same, but it'll be close.
How many recipes in the book?
Over 70 recipes in the book, which is quite a few. And we've made it, on purposely tried to make it, a premium book. It's a hardcover book, with really good quality paper and printing.
And any digital copies or just hard copy?
No, I'm really just hard copy. I'm really passionate about cookbooks being hard copy and a thing you can kind of physically touch and read.
Getting a fair few pre-orders, so a lot of people are really excited about this.
Stewie X wants to go on a bike ride with you.
Stewie, sure. Is that Stewie from Cycle Zone? Probably.
Lily from TikTok wants to know, did you ever think about or feel like giving up cooking?
No, I don't think so. Cooking's a really, really tough job. I think Anthony Bourdain has some really great quotes about anyone who's a chef. There's like two types of people in the world. People that like the psychoticness and crazy life of a chef, and then everyone else. And it definitely feels like that often, when you're in the weeds. But I love it. I love it. I think you just have to figure out how to change your job that makes it more sustainable long term.
Just for the people that have just tuned in, they want to know what you're actually making.
Oh, fantastic idea. I'm making croque madams. So my voice has gone completely crooked. Excuse me.
Someone said they think you're hot.
Oh, thank you. So croque madame is basically a fancy ham and cheese toastie with a fried egg on top, to put it easily. So we've made our sauce. I didn't put my mustard in it, though. I just reminded myself. So in the sauce, we made a white sauce. We got some Gruyere and some mustard. And then we're just going to layer our toasties up. So we've got some leg ham on the bottom.
If people want to know where to buy the book.
So the book is all online. So you can't buy it on Amazon or in any bookshop. It's all kind of direct to customer, I guess you could call it. And the link is should be in the comments. The link's in the bios. The link will be all over the internet, hopefully. So go on the website. We launched a website not long ago either. So go check that out when you get a second. andy-cooks.com, and you can find all my recipes there. So to further the question around why no kind of digital copy, most of my recipes, not from the book, but most of my recipes that I do on videos are now on my website as well. Caitlin, can you jump in for a second? Get someone else catting questions. I just need to go and clear my voice.
Alrighty, Babe's coming in. Any questions for Babe?
I won't touch anything because I don't want to mess it up.
People want to know if Cooks is Andy's surname.
It is not. It's Herndon. But Cooks was just a little bit catchier, I think, for a social media channel.
Oh, thank you, Basic Mitch. Are we ever going to see Babe cook with Andy?
With Andy. I've done it without, but he is sometimes just off to the side helping me.
What about with Basic Mitch?
With Cook with Basic Mitch. Oh, I don't know if anyone wants to see that. We're both as pathetic as each other in the kitchen.
It'll break the internet.
Also, hello. Does anyone have a question for Babe and Andy? For a brief
No,
moment?
you stay here.
Oh, okay.
My voice is still crackly.
Okay. What do people want to know?
Babe, has Andy made any food you didn't like?
Oh, good question.
Yes. Oh, I wouldn't say didn't like, but I think being a chef, he likes elevated flavors and tastes. And sometimes he likes to use way more salt than the average palate can take, or my palate could take. So I have he's made a few things that are a little bit too salty. Yeah.
Lots of people asking about duck as well.
Duck.
Who is duck?
This is Duck.
Is it hygienic to show duck?
I'll stand back from the food. This is Duck. He is 7 or 8 years old, French bulldog. He's an interesting character. He likes some people, not all.
He's not aggressive.
Yeah. People want to know how long the pre-sale price is for. Basically, until this first shipment sells out. So we have, I guess, pre-purchase a certain amount of books. This is part of the pre-order. So once those books sell out, that's part of the first pre-sale. So definitely worth getting in, buying your book straight away. And so it can be the first shipment as well. So you're the first ones to get it.
What is Babe's favourite recipe from the book?
Great question.
Oh.
I feel like I know the
I know
answer.
the answer to that.
Yeah. Can anyone guess? Does anyone know my favorite recipe?
It's kind of boring now, though, isn't it?
Oh, it's only boring because we have said it because I said the same thing. Can anyone guess what my favorite one is?
Might be a little delayed for responses.
It's the pan tartare. It's it's my favorite recipe that Andy makes. So every special occasion, I always ask him to make it for me. So yeah.
All right, so thanks, babe.
That's right.
Great job, by the way. She's always got my back. Excuse me, I'm not used to talking. I don't know why my voice has gone so weird.
You normally get a break on you.
I normally get a break, yeah. So, toast bread one side, the buttered side. Open it up with the non-toasted side. We got ham on there. We got bechamel sauce, more cheese. Lid goes on, more bechamel and cheese on top, and now we go in the oven. And then we're just going to fry some eggs to put on top, chop some chives, and then the team gets breakfast. Well, lunch.
How come you've always got all the ingredients in the fridge when Caitlin or anyone asks for anything?
Oh, look, it's a magical fridge. There's just always the right ingredients in there. It's one of those, I guess TV magic things. Any other questions, team?
Someone wants to know if this is a pre-recording.
No, it's definitely not a pre-recording. If it was, we were doing a bad job.
Lots of people have ordered it. Lots of people are loving croque madame.
Amazing. Thank you.
Pongo wants to know, do you use anchovies on your croque madame?
Well, look, traditionally it's definitely hasn't got anchovies in it, but I don't mind the idea. I'm a big fan of anchovies. Now, the French might get a bit upset if you start putting anchovies in it, but I think it's a great idea. I love an anchovy. Great umami flavour.
Is this the recipe that you're making in the book?
The recipe is in the book, which is on pre-sale right now. The link should be in the comment section, in the bio, on my website, everywhere. So go get your pre-sale now. It's 20% off at the moment. So fry some eggs. Hot pan, stainless steel pan. I think I'm being a bit brave. I'm using a stainless steel pan to fry eggs on a live. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, we can get rid of that one.
We can keep that one, I reckon. Lots of congratulations. When does the book come out?
So the book is being printed currently, and then it's going to get sent around the world. So we're looking at should be starting to get delivered August, September time. Should be ready to go.
Will you ever do a video about the cookware you use?
Absolutely. Watch the space. I get a lot of questions about this little burner, and I noticed that Alex, the French guy, uses the same one, and I love Alex. His videos are fantastic. If you don't watch him, go watch them now. Well, not now, after this.
What is an unexpected dish or food that you love?
I love drop. It's called drop. It's Dutch licorice, which is kind of salty. It's not sweet, and unless you're Dutch, you probably don't like it.
Which also covers, is that your favourite Dutch recipe?
No, my favourite Dutch recipe is oliebollen for sure.
Chantal from TikTok wants to know, what's your favourite recipe in the book?
My favourite recipe is probably the 7-hour lamb shoulder or the biryani. Love those recipes.
So many comments.
Mitchell, what do you got, mate?
Just a quick one for Canada as well. I've got a couple of Canadians in there that are noticing that they can't order it just yet.
Yep.
Can we just, if they've jumped on recently, let them know what's happening in that space?
Sure. Team Canada, it's coming soon. What we're doing is we're trying to locate and kind of secure a new warehouse in Canada so that we can ship it. We can ship a big quantity there, and then we can ship it to you at a much cheaper price than if you ordered it currently. Much cheaper shipping price. Thank you, Kelly. So it is coming. Yes. If you can wait, just wait until that's announced. If you can't wait, I'm pretty sure you can order it now. It'll just cost a little bit more for shipping.
I got a really good one from TikTok.
Yes.
What do you think is a common mistake that home cooks make?
They overthink stuff. Once you understand the fundamentals and basics of cooking, I really get some crispy eggs around here. It's really not that complicated. And it's like anything, like making content, like driving a car. You're not great at it the first time. You never are.
Hayden from Instagram wants to know what's the hardest recipe to cook.
In the book?
Didn't specify book, but now.
I think the pavlovas are like a little bit technical, but as long as you kind of figure it out, it's all right. It's not too bad.
Patience, would you say?
No?
Patience?
Patience is a virtue. Something I don't have often. All right, we're almost done with these guys. We're going to wrap this live up, and I don't know. I think I set this live for 30 minutes on some platform, so I hope it doesn't just cut out at 30 minutes. If it does, I do apologise, but it should just keep going, hopefully. But we'll keep going until we've got our sandwiches done.
Some people just didn't hear what sauce you were actually popping on these.
So that's just the basic bechamel. So cheese sauce, flour, butter, milk, salt, a bit of Dijon mustard, and Gruyere cheese. And that's basically a basic cheese sauce for a basic bechamel. They're almost ready. Our eggs are ready. They're a little bit crispy, but that's all right.
Chef, why are you cooking 4? Because
there's 4 of us here. Myself, Caitlin, Mitch, and Daz. We're all here today. making Mitch and Daz work on the Sunday. So sorry about that, guys.
People think it's pre-recorded, but they don't realise. We're trying to get back to you guys.
Is that basic Mitch you're referring to?
It's basic Mitch.
Is there a basic Mitch section in the book?
There's not, but that's, maybe that's the next book. The Basic Mitch Cookbook. All recipes verified and tested by Mitch. Oh yeah, now we're talking. All right, nice cheesy sandwich on our plates. This is a knife and fork sandwich, this one, I reckon. I won't put you through the torture of watching us eat these because it's going to get messy.
Nick on Instagram wants to know, will you be having an ebook for this?
No ebook. I'm a big fan of traditional cookbooks like this. And we have launched our website, which all our recipes are on, not from the cookbook, but all our normal recipes are on. So you can go get recipes from there. This book is still currently 20% off. So if you want a copy and you get a physical copy of the book, then go click that link now. 20% off right now.
What's the book all about?
The book is all about bringing people together and bringing people back to the table. So it's broken down into sections where you can choose stuff from each section and then bring people back to the table, which I'm really passionate about. Any final questions as I'm finishing these last parts of these sandwiches? Great comment, guys. So one thing that has blown my mind with this is the support I have had from you guys around it. So, this content thing has only been 18 months for me, and the support that we get is just phenomenal. So thank you guys so much. The community that we've built was fantastic, and I love to see people commenting, and even like the community commenting with each other and giving each other tips. Let's keep this community positive. Let's keep this community really, positive and friendly, and a friendly environment for everyone to learn. So help each other out. If I can't get to every comment, then feel free to respond to someone and give suggestions and helpful tips. So when you get the book, do me a favor and tag me in a post, in a story, in a post on Instagram. So I can't wait to see everyone get it. And tell me what you think. Let me know. Send me some messages. Let me know how you think. How I think I did with the book, my first one. So we're just going to finish these with some chopped chives. Probably a bit too much on that one. I'm pretty happy with my effort there. I don't know how I managed to cook that with a dry voice and announcing a book all on live. How incredible. Guys, thank you all so much. Team, come on, let's go. We'll get the whole team in here.
Hungry,
Mitch is looking nervous. Daz is hungry. Thank you.
That was good.
Thank you so much for joining us on this live. It's been nerve-wracking, an incredible experience. I couldn't do it without these guys and everyone else involved in the book. So thank you, everyone involved. Thanks for the community. Go click one of those links and get your copy, your pre-order now, because that special won't stay around forever. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you're doing it, subscribe if you're not, and we'll see you soon for another recipe. Peace.
Bye, everyone.
I'm so ready for this.
Dig in.
I can't eat live. This is.
You can eat live. Who wants to see Mitch eat live?
Knife and fork.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, load us up, Mitch.
All right, Andy's behind the camera now, so if anyone has any extra questions,
Any questions?
shoot them at
Fire
him.
away.
Did you
Yeah.
get yourself a knife and fork?
He does.
Andy,
Yeah,
someone
thank you. Knife and fork for you.
someone wants to know,
Yeah.
do you have a plan B, or are you all in on
All
what
in.
we do right now?
I'm all in.
Yeah.
There's no plan.
All in.
Oh, this is so good, chef.
They spent $15 on that question, so we really wanted to, give
Okay.
it
Well, he didn't just give you money.
to us.
Mitch, what's your favorite recipe from the book?
Probably one of the desserts, something sweet.
Yeah.
I do like, obviously, everything that's kind of basic, but I don't know.
I did
What do
see
we
a
have?
comment in there for a basic Mitch kids cookbook.
Oh,
Which is a great idea because you eat like
Wow.
a child a lot of the time.
That's true.
Um,
Do you know what's really good in there? That tomahawk. He does like his way to cook like the most amazing tomahawk for, I mean, it's kind of the hero of any meal that you're having with friends and family. That was so good.
and I like that because on its own, it's kind of basic. It's just an epic steak.
Yeah.
great question. Yeah. Are your team mates or people you hired that became mates?
We're
How's the way around?
friends, guys.
Friends first.
Mitch and I have been friends for a while, for 15 years or so.
That number grows every time.
That number changes every time. 20, 15, 10. And then we met Dad through Mitch. Yeah, we're all mates before Eddie and I started this, and then brought Mitch in, and then Dad's next. And it's kind of cool. Who's next?
Who knows? Legends, thank you very much. We will see you all soon.
Peace, guys.
The awkward walk off.
These are delicious.